Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another vidIQ channel review live stream. You can tell it's going to be a good one because I couldn't even get a sentence out without messing that up. How are you? Welcome, everybody. There's a poll running in chat if you're live right now. If you're here live, I'm asking how many of you are new to this live stream, if this is your first time here or if this is not your first channel review rodeo. Either way, we're going to explain how this all works. We're going to explain how you could potentially get your channel reviewed. But first, let's welcome Jeff. How's it going?
Had to unmute myself. How's it going, man?
It's good. It's going good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. Doing well. Ready to review some channels. Hopefully everybody in chat has their notepads ready. So take notes while you're waiting. And if your channel doesn't come up, you know what to do. You guys got to take notes and pay attention because this advice works for everyone.
It does. We do our best. There will be some specific tips we give specific channels, but it's all about looking inward. Look at your metrics. Look at your channels. Look at what you could be doing. How could the advice we're giving one channel relate to yours? It looks like 33% of you or thereabouts are new. So welcome. Welcome, everybody. If you're new, let us know in the chat or in the comments below what your YouTube goal is for 2023. And while you do that, I'm going to show you how this live stream works. I guess I shouldn't ask new viewers to do homework and then tell them also pay attention to this. So I'll let you guys figure all that out. But this is how this live stream works every single week.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. After the live stream, don't forget to download the vidIQ extension where you can get a custom channel audit, daily ideas and an AI-powered video title generator. Link is in the description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started.
All right, and for those of you who are new, that was Rob. Who knows? Maybe Rob will be back one day. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of channels that we've pre-selected. And then we're going to get into those random selections that were mentioned just a second ago in the video. So, Jeff, you did say you were already ready. You're probably getting tired of me talking. So fine. That's fine. It's whatever, Jeff. We're going to look at the first channel that managed to submit on the non-gaming form. That is Revelation Quilts. They have, over 7,000 subscribers. That's not bad at all. They are, in fact, a quilting channel. And I suppose they are teaching people how to quilt. Excited to share my quilting passion with you. Been a quilter since 2008. Learned most of my quilting skills from reading books and watching videos and catching tips and tricks from my mama. So I think, Jeff, this is a great opportunity to start with the about section because I think this is a great about section. I think it's been filled out very nicely. I'm sure there's a lot of keywords in here. But what is something you would improve on just by looking at this?
I like what they're saying in here, but I would rewrite it in a way. You can still say this stuff, but I would rewrite it in a way that focuses on the value proposition for the viewer first. So instead of, hey, I'm Susie, I'm excited to share my passions with you. That's great. But make it about them as the viewer and what they're going to get from you. And then as the last paragraph, it should be you introducing yourself, right? So probably just need to go ahead and kind of rearrange what you said here, but put the viewer first. Same thing that I always say with like channel banners. Same thing I'll say with the about section is make it about the viewer. Like, hey everyone, I've been making quilts. I'm going to show you how to make quilts, whatever it might be, in whatever words you want to put that in, but put that value proposition up front, what you're going to give them as the viewer, put that up front. And then after that, share your experience and who you are, but always put them first.
Yeah, it's always good to have that as also a mindset, not just for your about section, but it's a good thing to live by. Everything that you're doing on your channel is for the viewers of your channel. So it's just a good thing to kind of keep in mind. Mm-hmm. Overall, though, I'm glad, like we've seen a lot of about sections. We'll probably see some today that are just not filled out at all. So glad you're doing that. These do rank. About sections do rank in search. So this is good to see. And then you're also using your community tab. You're even doing image polls, which is great to see. I would love to see even more posts on here on a regular basis. One pro tip for you guys, if you link a video in your community tab by simply just putting the link to the video, it will pop up like this. And for whatever reason, I don't know why this is, video posts like this one just don't seem to move around on YouTube. Something about these types of community posts, people may or may not look at them and think, oh, it's just another video on YouTube, right? They're scrolling by and it doesn't look like a community post. So the best thing you can do is take a square still shot from your video, use that as the big picture, and then talk about your video in a quick blurb and then link the video. And that way you won't get this weird auto-generated video link. You will get your nice big picture that will stop people from scrolling because it's going to interrupt their scroll on regular YouTube, on mobile, etc.
Or do as Dan said, but if you know how to create a GIF, make that picture a GIF.
Yes, and this would be a perfect channel for that. Anytime you're doing like, just get one action in there where like something really cool is coming together. Yes, absolutely. I always forget you can do GIFs on these. And
totally.
A power.
But even scroll down a little bit and look at they had a picture poll, and that one definitely got higher engagement. Not huge, but definitely higher engagement, and that should be your first clue at which way you should be moving forward. So this goes for everyone who has access to the community tab. Definitely doing what Dan is saying here. Don't just do the post share of your video. Do picture polls. Ask questions that are very specific to your target viewers. Pics, the picture polls, GIFs always work best. Use emojis, arrows to point at the link of your video, stuff like that. But yeah, anybody can do this, man. But just make it relevant to the viewer. Just sharing your video there is to me, it's the equivalent of dropping a link to your video on Facebook and hoping people actually will come and watch it. It just doesn't work that way.
Perfect example here. This is the exact kind of thing I would recommend you do. If you're going to do a poll, going to post an image, ask people something about themselves. That is always a quick way to engagement. Try to avoid a lot of posts like this, where you've gone on a trip and this doesn't have a lot to do with your quilting channel. It's cool that you're sharing this, and I think the community tab is fine for that, but you just don't want it to always be these types of posts, which it's not on this channel. But as an example, like, oh, I'm on vacation, look at this gorgeous place I'm in. It's like, but how does that relate to your quilting channel? How does that relate to your gaming channel? Whatever it might be. So yeah, some really cool stuff here in your community tab. I'd love to see you posting daily to this. You can schedule your posts out, and you're going to notice if you start doing that and you're asking poll questions that are about your viewer, you're going to go from 100 votes a poll to 1,000 votes a poll, to potentially tens of thousands of votes per poll. I had a channel for a while that was getting more poll votes than it was views. And you might wonder, what's the value of that? But every so often you could post a video in your community tab as long as it relates to like the poll question you're asking or something like that. And you'll notice it jumps the video ahead, right? And it's just one more way to grow your overall brand on YouTube. Now you're just more recognizable because you're not only are you the quilting person who posts videos, but people are getting to learn more about you, and you're asking really cool questions because you're just popping up all over their feed. Your videos are there, your community posts are there, your shorts are there. If you're using stories, those are there. So you can just be this all around quilting entity, and it's a really good way to round out your channel. We've gone in a totally different direction for the start of this stream, which is cool. It was refreshing to talk about different things, but let's talk about what we're seeing right in front of us. The meat and potatoes here, the long form videos. They're not doing shorts. They've done a live stream. It looks like they did their first live stream 15 hours ago.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's talk about some of the thumbnails, some of the titles. I'm just kind of taking these in for the first time, and I'm noticing interesting view counts, like Revelation Quilts, the Sailor's Song Quilt. 2 months ago, 18,000 views. Nice.
The only thing that kind of I just don't understand is why they're putting their channel name in the video titles. This is something that to this day, I mean, maybe that's the norm for quilting channels, perhaps. I'm just not part of that genre, so I don't know and I couldn't tell you. But to me, it just seems like wasted characters personally.
Yeah.
Because here, like, let's look at the second video, right? Revelation Quilts, that's the channel name. Then we have Spectrum Quilt, and then Fat Quarter Friendly. Like, now we're looking at 3 titles in this title. And to me, that's just like, what are we doing? Not saying that the video didn't do well. It got views. It's fine. But that's just one of the things where I think thinking of these titles based on a human being instead of thinking of SEO is going to probably work a little bit better in your favor. Even like, let's say the Revelation Quilts, the Sailor Song Quilt. I think if anything, it didn't need your channel name. It could have just been the Sailor Song Quilt. Or if it's a how to make it, like it's a free tutorial, I believe, then, you know, how to make the Sailor Song Quilt. Something along those lines might work a little bit better. Although, personally, I think it did quite well for something from 2 months ago.
Yes.
The other thing that is a no-no in my book is the subscribe button in the thumbnails.
Yep.
So that's just a waste of space. Just don't do that. I think the value in your content is what's getting people to subscribe to you, and just cleaning that out of your thumbnails will definitely improve their overall look. But I'll let Dan talk about the thumbnails a little bit here.
Yeah, well, just on your title comment real quick, if you find yourself using the same word in your title twice, you're probably doing something wrong. And they do use the word quilt twice in their thumbnail or title because the name of the channel always insists on being in the title. And it's the first thing too, which is even worse. I just wanted to show you something real quick. And I know this is going to sound kind of rude, kind of obvious, but you got this covered already. YouTube is going to put your channel name underneath all of your videos. Try to avoid putting it in your title. It's completely irrelevant. You're doing great despite that. And I think you could be doing even better without it, because it leaves more room for you to put something really impactful. But Jeff's already covered that. Thumbnail wise, I am of the mindset that if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Like some of these thumbnails, there are things about them that I think could be improved upon, but then you look and it's like, well, it got 18,000 views. Like that's pretty great. But that to me is also a signal of like, you know, this is a really good niche for you. You know, you're obviously doing something right. I think I would just keep adapting the strategy. Get rid of the subscribe button, and try to continue doing what you're doing, but just keep making improvements. You know, I love this one here. There's the gemstone one, looks really good. It's just really vibrant and nice. And I think what's really selling it is just the pattern that you put in the thumbnail. I honestly think everything else that you put in these thumbnails probably doesn't need to be there, and the videos would do just as well, because at the end of the day, people are trying to learn how to quilt, and it's the patterns that's getting them to stop scrolling.
Agreed completely. It's literally, it's when we talk about like product channels, right? The product here is the quilt. So having that in the forefront of these thumbnails, I think is what's working in their favor. I think one of the things, like I said, the subscribe button probably needs to go. If anything, some of these have a bit too much text for my liking, especially small text.
Yeah.
Where I would be very careful with that, because I have this blown up right now on a 40-inch ultra wide. And there's one in the middle here that's Revelation Quilts, Putama Quilts, so many layouts for one simple block. And then there's a bunch of text in between these patterns. It's stuff like that where it's going to become illegible, and it's just a waste of space, to be completely honest. So we're talking about minor tweaks here for Revelation Quilts, but if you find yourself doing something similar on your channel, these are things that you can apply to yourself. Normally, when it comes to text on thumbnails, I usually try to tell people that less is more. So if you could do it 5 words or less, cool. 3 words or less, even better. 1 word, then you got it. So, but yeah, I think they have a lot going for them, and I think their expertise and probably their ability to tell stories while they're doing it is what's attracting a lot of people, which is great. That means the content has its quality. She wouldn't have 8,000 subs or nearly 8,000 subs if the content quality wasn't there.
Right. It's really like what you are doing is very, very impressive. We think you could be getting even more viewers with just some of these tweaks. So yeah, I would use less text, like beginner friendly quilt tutorial. The text is so small in this latest thumbnail, it's hard to read, and it kind of would have made a better title. Honestly, you're not really going to rank for beginner-friendly quilt tutorial if it's not anywhere but your thumbnail, you know. So there's a lot of things we can do to keep making improvements. And then another one I want to point out was this one here. I don't know if you can see that blinking right there. It's the one, the doors to my garden quilt. 7,000 views, not bad at all. But I want you to avoid taking what is a busy quilt pattern and putting it on also a busy background. Try to clean up your backgrounds. Like a great one here is the tropical one. It's just kind of a blue sky and an ocean. So you have this busy quilt pattern on the left and a nice clean background behind it.
Yeah, and or even the sailor one with the ocean and the ship in the background. Yeah, it creates contrast.
Yeah, that contrast is very important. You've basically taken a quilt with a very specific pattern and then put similar colors, very busy colors and flowers right behind it. And it's hard to, when you're just scrolling by, see which one's the quilt, which one's the background. So you want the quilt to be the star. So keep working on these thumbnails. Absolutely. This is great. This is a really, really strong start for this channel. And, you know, I say start, I don't know. They've been at it for a year with not a ton of videos. Keep at it. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, so that was the first non-gaming channel. We do have 2 forums linked down below, as we said. Let's take a look at the first gaming channel that managed to submit on our forum. It is IT-TVGaming, and they are doing Minecraft building, I believe, tutorials. Either way, just really aesthetically pleasing Minecraft builds. This is one of those areas in the Minecraft community that's really cool, because if you have this kind of eye for design, this is one way to stand out. In the Minecraft community, there's a lot of different ways to stand out. You could do redstone tutorials. Redstone is like a really complex mechanic. You could be really good at PvP. You could be really good at building, and this person happens to be really good at building. So these thumbnails are fantastic. This is exactly what I would expect of a channel that is doing design thumbnails. You have the shaders on, so they're really popping. They're really, really nice. So this is really, really good. I just want to scroll around and kind of see what, you know, what is it do we feel is keeping this channel from achieving even more greatness? Because I'm not seeing a lot of videos breach 200 views. This one finally did. Bamboo House in Minecraft. That gives me a theory. Mangrove Mansion. Okay, I have a theory about that one being over 200 views.
Could it be resources that make this more less of entry level content and more for advanced level Minecraft builders? Is that what's happening here? Because I don't play Minecraft. Just throwing this out there for everybody. I don't play Minecraft. But this feels like when someone is making more advanced level content, which means the viewers and subs are going to be a little bit lower, because a lot of the people playing the game are going to be at a lower level. Maybe they don't have the resources to build this sort of, well, resources and expertise, even though you're showing them how to do it. Because I'm not sure. I'm assuming it requires resources to build something like this, correct?
You can do what's called creative mode and have infinite resources.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I imagine they could be doing it that way, and that's how I would shoot these, because who has time to gather all this stuff? But resources is an interesting word, because that was going to be the theory I was going to give them, but just from a different perspective. So you'll notice this is an iron farm. It just happens to look really cool. This is a creeper farm. It just happens to look really cool. I've seen this with building channels. I think you guys know the channel I'm about to pull up if you've been here before, as an example. But you'll notice that when you add your awesome creative build to also something that is useful to the players, it's serving 2 purposes at the same time. It's showing off your skills, which is making for a really great clickable thumbnail. And if you're playing Minecraft, it's giving you that value that you need. If you're trying to make a creeper farm, which one are you going to click on? Are you going to click on the one that looks the most awesome and says it's a creeper farm? Or are you going to click on some little dirt hut that happens to be farming creepers? You're probably going to click on this really good looking one. So our friend Farzi has taken this to the next level. And if this channel has been here before, they probably already know of this channel. And it looks like some of the strategies might be in place. But Farzi doesn't stray too far away from this. Like, I built a giant Christmas tree in Minecraft. Even this one looks like a resource gathering tutorial, even though it might not be, because we have the resources on the left, all the little Christmas tree blocks, and then we have the actual build on the right. I built a snow globe village, so a very seasonal looking content here. Gingerbread house. A lot, if we scroll down, a lot of Farzi's builds, like a sugarcane factory. Look how amazing it looks. Look at all the sugarcanes producing. So there's always like a dual thing going on here with the value of the video, right? It's not just a building video where I'm going to make something cool. It also has inherent value to people who may not have those building skills, but just appreciate a nice aesthetically pleasing build. Because right now what you've done is you've niched into an area where it's like, I'm going to make a channel for people who are only interested in building in Minecraft. But I would say the vast majority of people like building in Minecraft, but they also play for the adventure aspect. And you can hit both of those at the same time. It's just a little more challenging, but you can do it. So I would try and take your builds and make them, if you can, have that extra bit of value or interest to somebody who may not want to replicate the build itself. It's just going to be tough to figure that out. And Minecraft's a very, very busy space, but that means there's somebody out there doing it already, and you can kind of learn from them and adapt your strategy.
Yeah, learn from others' mistakes is something that I've held on to for years, and it has served me quite well.
Yeah, it's very, very important. And then the other thing I was going to say is the wooden mansion ones are doing better, in my opinion, because there are in Minecraft these woodland mansions. They're hard to find, and if you've adapted that just kind of speaks to people who might be looking for this mansion or looking to take one over and rebuild it for themselves or whatever it might be. So yeah, overall for a Minecraft channel, 1,000 subscribers, really, really great start. You are doing shorts, but you are cropping them out the wrong way.
Yeah.
I know wrong is subjective here, but
No, but you're right though. I mean, if we're going to do shorts, just try to fill the whole phone.
yep, give us the middle sliver. I know it's difficult to edit, but the more work you put into these shorts, I promise you, the better they're going to do. Right now, you are not making shorts for a shorts only viewer, if that makes sense, right? If I'm watching shorts and you're making me watch a widescreen video in vertical format, I'm going to be annoyed because I could have just been watching vertical video or horizontal videos, right? I could have been watching widescreen videos. I could have chosen to do that. I didn't. I chose to watch vertical videos, short vertical videos. So when you're doing these, crop in. I know it's going to be annoying to edit, but crop in. And there are tools that will help you keep the center of focus, automatically animating your frame so it's kind of sliding back and forth throughout the video. Premiere has this built into it. There's probably other services as well. And you can get in there and hopefully have a video whereby you crop in and then you add that AI to go in and have it like follow the most interesting bit. And then you can take your hands off the wheel and be done with it. But
Yep, agreed.
Also, I would say the most successful shorts I've ever had are videos I make specifically for shorts. I only have the shorts viewer in mind. So the more you do to these to give the shorts viewer a positive experience, the better these are going to do. And it's going to help grow your long form side of your channel because you're doing virtually the same type of content, which is great to see. Really, really awesome. So there we go. That was IT-TVGaming. Thanks for being here. Best of luck. And we'll move on to Jeff's first selection, which was Just King Adrien, also over 1,000 subscribers. What do we got?
So from what I'm seeing here now, mind you, it caught me when I saw it. I was like, oh, this looks like a pretty decent channel, guys. Talking about fixing up his truck. I'm a fan of automotive channels, so this is something that really caught my eye. Doing some things right, but also some other things that they can always work on. And this is the beauty of YouTube, right? It doesn't matter how big you get, there's always stuff to work on. Always. And, maintaining that hunger to learn and improve is gonna really serve you well because it only gets harder from here on out. Fun fact.
Yep.
If you think YouTube is hard now, it only gets harder. But yeah, so
in different ways.
In different ways for sure. Some things get easier with experience, but then you start learning other things that get a little bit more difficult. So it is what it is. But one of the things that I was going to say was what they're doing here is they're doing a lot of like looking to buy a 2004 2008 F-150. Watch this first. I like what they're doing with this. I'm not sure if he needed to actually be in that thumbnail, to be completely honest, because it's more about the truck than about him. Personality can always come through in the video, and that's what the video is for. But getting people through the door, that's really going to be the key. Second video here where he's got this, watch the entire video, F-150 pre-runner off-roading, with a thank you at the very top. Not sure what is going on there because the view count is much lower. My guess is because it could just be a video of him just driving the truck around, and the people who are coming for this channel are looking for information about accessories for these vehicles. This is what I'm guessing here. Now, obviously, it's not what we do on Tuesdays, going through the whole video, but I'm guessing that's why this one got a lower view count compared to the others. But yeah, see, I think that's what's going on. I think it's just him smashing around in the pre-runner, which is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, that's the whole point of this, is like, why build a truck like this if you're not going to go have fun, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. So that's one of the things that I'm kind of wondering. But the third thing that I noticed is consistency. So if you look, this video was the latest video is from a month ago. Now, maybe they're just focusing on shorts or live streams, could be one of those things. But this video was from a month ago. Then the video we just watched is 3 months ago, then 4 months ago. So I don't know if they're just doing like one video per month or what is going on here. but it could be something about their posting cadence that could be slowing them down a little bit. And I know it's tough, man, especially for sometimes for working people to go out and buy stuff for their vehicle to make a video about, stuff like that. So, if anything, I would start coming up with other ideas for a lower barrier to entry content around automotive, which there's plenty of, especially speculative content around Ford, around Chevy, around whatever it is your topic is. If it's all Ford, there's plenty to talk about. Plenty. And you don't have to have it to talk about it. But if you sort these videos by most popular, you're going to notice one major thing about this channel. It's Amazon. Accessories that you can buy for your vehicle on Amazon. And listicles, mind you. So 10 things I hate about my F-150, 7 DIY Amazon mods. So things like this, even though this video was done 10 months ago, there's no reason why you can't redo it. If there's newer items, whatever it might be, or maybe you can do this in a better way. You could present the information better. An updated version for 2023 is an absolute must for Adrien. You have to do this. So, some of these videos can be redone as a 2023 video. There's no reason why you can't. There's no reason why you shouldn't, to be completely honest. So this is something that I want them to think about, especially when it comes to accessories, even if they're not rebuying them, whatever it might be, or even just updates. Like, hey, I've had these headlights now, for a year. What do they look like a year later? Whatever. But there's ways of doing this type of content that can work in your favor without you having to go and spend a bunch of money.
Yeah, glad to see them using affiliate links because that's going to be huge, especially in this space. So nicely done there.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And that's the thing. And mind you, one thing I want to be clear: some people have a negative connotation around using affiliate links, but I just want to be very, very clear. For a channel like this, when you deliver value, right, you're helping people because you're telling them, hey, listen, these are the ones that I bought. They worked really well for my truck. Now I just got this truck. Now I don't have to go search around because when you go on Amazon, you look up a set of headlights, you look up a set of door handles or truck steps, you're going to find 100 different options. But if you have somebody who is talking to you in a video saying, hey, these are the ones that I've used, I've been using them and they work great, I'm going to buy off of his link. Why wouldn't I? He's the one, he just put it out there like, hey, listen, I tried out a bunch of them. These are the ones that work. Of course I would do that. So yeah, I'm glad that they're doing that. There's a lot of channels who tend to miss that part of it just because they don't know. But any channels that, you're talking about any sort of products and stuff, there's no reason to not use affiliate links because you can get monetized before you even get into the partner program.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. So really, really cool stuff here. I think, if they can up their cadence a little bit, and it's always great. We did this just on our channel. We're still doing it now. We're making 2023 updates to a lot of our videos. YouTube changes constantly. And after about a year, we look at our old videos and go, okay, what are some updated bits of advice we can give on this topic that did very well last year? And it's just a common part of our content rotation. So that's just one good tip. If it's beginning of the year, a lot of channels can benefit from updating some of their old content.
Oh yeah. Yep. Believe you me, I'm the same way. I've got a list of those videos that I need to redo for 2023 just because it's time to do that. So might as well.
So there you go. Congrats on your success. Keep it up. And we will move on to the next pre-selected channel, which is ChessFootbal, education and fun together. So I picked this one because I was confused. And I'm like, what do you mean chess and football? They do mean football as we know it, which would be soccer. And there's only a couple videos that represent this type of like combination that they have going on. How to play chess and football together, trailer highlights. So they basically have some, I don't know if they invented this game or if they, oh goodness, sorry, it's really loud. I don't know if they're teaching some variant of chess that I've never heard of before. Did I click on the wrong one? Oh, I skipped by accident. But they just have this really interesting variant of chess on a soccer field. So they told us in the form that they submitted that they do chess and football combined. And I'm like, tell me more. And I come to the channel only to find out that most of these videos seem to be just chess. The football plug here is kind of gone. I don't know where it goes. I don't know if because I'm not listening to it, there's something that I'm not getting about it, but it just kind of goes away. So I want to know, like, if you feel like this is your channel, like this type of video right here, and you've posted all these other just straight chess videos, which aren't getting nearly as many views as this one did, I have to ask, what happened? Can you continue posting the chess and football combined videos? And another missed opportunity here, because if you scroll down a little bit, there's even more of these. One thing they never do is say something very simple in a title and a thumbnail. I made a new version of chess. They never introduce a brand new person to this concept. Or let's try, football chess or something like that. If let's say you didn't invent it. So I would then go the direction of let's try football chess. And then you don't need to say much more than that. Your thumbnail would do the talking, because this little football field chessboard you have is great. Chess pieces on a football field tell me everything I need to know. Get rid of the text. So I would start there. I would kind of hit the reset button on this channel. Leave all the videos. Don't delete anything, but hit the reset button. And I want you to make a video that is literally telling people what this is, like straight to their face. If you invented it, go that route. I made a new type of chess, or I made chess. I don't know, chess and football combined. Use our title generator to play with that a little bit. And then go back and try and figure out how can you make videos like these titled so that they are more appealing to a wider audience. And what I mean by that is how to get checkmate with king and queen. So this is really a hard sell, because this doesn't mention how unique this game is, right? So you have to find a way in every single video now to talk about this really unique way to play chess, so that new viewers passing by on YouTube, it clicks with them right away as soon as they see the title and thumbnail. Because you're kind of inventing this, it's really hard for me to give you a lot of like upfront, like straight to the point advice, because this is obviously a thing I've certainly never heard of it. Let me just do something real quick. Football chess. Is it a thing? So it looks like people compare the sport to chess, but you're actually using chess pieces on the football field. There you are, chess football. And that video did pretty well in shorts.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's a lot of really like cool opportunities for this channel. I think shorts is definitely an opportunity for you, because you've made something new. It's going to be really hard to consistently title it in such a way as you're still growing, so people know exactly what you're talking about. No one's searching for chess football, so how are you gonna like get new people in the door? Well, shorts has your back. Like, this is a great way. I would do more of this, but if you keep deviating back to regular chess moves and get rid of the football aspect, you're going to confuse your audience. They're subscribing, hopefully, for this really unique way to play chess. So you don't also have to be the chess person giving general chess advice. There's plenty of those out there. You have something unique. I would definitely take the reins. I would own that. And I would go all in on this, because if you notice, when you do shorts, which they rank differently, they go to a different audience on YouTube, your chess football shorts are getting a lot of views, and your regular chess advice videos are not, by comparison. So I was mostly just wanting to stand on a soapbox of this one. I think it's an interesting idea. And I think that when they run out of ideas for the chess football thing, they just kind of go, oh, well, I have some chess advice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know if you have any other things you noticed, but that's what I wanted to say.
No, for sure. I think you got it pretty much covered on this one. Plus, we can also jump into some quick super chats that did pop in. I don't want to skip past them.
No, so if you've been giving us super chats and you have any questions or anything like that, thank you so much. We'll try to answer those before the end of the stream. Just know super chats don't equal channel reviews. So what's your advice on making live streams an effective way to gain subs? Thanks so much for all the help with my channel.
I would say that firstly, I would change your mindset around that. All right. So what you really should be asking is what's your advice on making live streams an effective way to get views? That's what you should be asking, not to get subs, because you need views in order to get somebody to subscribe. Somebody has to click in order, and you have to have quality content, right? So the key here is going to be to focus on having a topic. So when you live stream, don't just random live stream, all willy-nilly. Have a game plan for it. The same way that we stress people researching and coming up with a game plan when you're going to upload a video, I apply that exact same routine, pre-production routine, to my live streams. So that means starting with a solid topic for the actual stream, having a clickable title, having an excellent thumbnail, getting into the topic of the live stream as fast as possible, focusing on the replay value, talking to the camera, talking to them, making sure that you get all that information out there. And then afterwards, if you want to just mess around, have a good time, do a let's play, whatever it might be that you're doing, you can definitely do that. But I really want you to focus, instead of an effective way to get subs, have an effective way of getting views. Talk about things that are relevant to your viewers and really take that time to create and craft a live stream the way that you would craft a video. Because you need views and watch hours over subs all day of the week. You need that stuff. You need those. So change your mindset around. Don't focus so much on subs. Focus more on getting views.
And while you're focusing on getting views, one strategy could be, if you're streaming, if you're thinking like, what kind of topics can I do for my streams? What if I just play Minecraft? No. Take on a challenge that you've seen someone else do, another streamer, creator, and do your version of that challenge. And certain ones are really great for live streams. And this is a really good way to just grow as a streamer, especially in gaming. If there's a trending challenge that people are doing, do the challenge, jump in there, and trust me, like, you will get a lot of new viewers who are looking for content of people doing that similar challenge. They just want more and more of it. So it's okay if someone else is doing it. In fact, that's good for you. Jump on the bandwagon. That goes for videos too, but I've noticed that works on live streams.
Totally.
How do you find a niche as a reaction channel? Think about your audience. What you're reacting to is going to be something that interests a certain type of person, and certain things you react to won't interest that same person. So you want to react to things that you believe would interest the same exact person over and over again. That goes for a lot of different types of channels, not just reaction channels, but that's my best advice.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So that's the thing, right? You have to it has to make sense at the viewer standpoint. This is why some of the most successful reaction channels that I've seen focus on one type of thing. So whether it's K-pop, whether it's hip hop, whether it's movies, whether it's Netflix shows, whether it's animes on Crunchyroll, whether it's Star Wars, whatever, focus on a particular viewer. That's where it always starts. Who is the person who's going to want to watch this? And how do you get that same person to come back again and again and again, right? So this applies to everyone, whether it's gaming, whether it's headphones, whether it's cars, whether it's reaction videos. You always have to focus on who that viewer is and how you can get that person to come back and click again. So what's interesting to them? So if they liked, watching, your reaction to Blackpink, maybe they'll like you reacting to XG or BTS or whatever, because it's in that K-pop genre. So you got to think about it in that sense. If it's movies, horror movies or suspense movies, but just think about it in that sense. How can I get them to come back?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you for all your questions. Take a few more here. When I upload one video and then upload another in a week. Okay, so a week later, you've uploaded another. It seems like the momentum of the first video drops off. Is this a reason to wait until the momentum dies from the first video upload the second? Interesting question from Revelation Quilts. I would say no. If you're uploading 3 videos in a day, if you're trying to upload one on top of the other, that might kind of confuse things a little bit. But I've seen the opposite, where if I have a video that's kind of doing really well and I upload another one, maybe it has a slower start because YouTube's already giving that first one some real estate. But what it really does is, if someone watches the first one that's already doing well and they want to see more, it just so happens that I have a brand new video that they can go over to. So I've kind of seen the reverse. But I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I would pick a buffer that you feel comfortable with between uploads and just stick to it. Because if that was the case, like if one video ate into the success of another one, people would be uploading, I think, a lot less often. The biggest channels on YouTube would hardly ever upload. What do you think?
No, I'm in agreement. I don't think there's any reason to hold off. You don't have to wait for traffic to die down on something to upload another. Don't do that to yourself. Build on momentum, right? If you have a video that you uploaded and it did super well, follow up with another one, especially if it's related to the video you just did.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, definitely. I don't believe in having to wait a week or anything like that. There's no set schedule. You have to make it work for you. to be completely honest. So I agree with Dan. Do it, roll with it that way. And it's glad that you're here too. We reviewed your channel earlier. Hopefully you got some good advice there. But thank you for the question in the super chat.
There you go. I recently had a video get 0 distribution, not suggested, impressions, anything. It's been 4 days, less than 20 views. Should I delete and repost? Could it be a glitch? If you really believe in the video, you could certainly do that. I would probably be tempted to do the same thing. And while you're at it, just take another look at your title and your thumbnail on that video. That could have most likely something to do with it. Not that YouTube hasn't had glitches before, but take a look anyway. Really be objective about it. Compare it to other videos that are similar out there. And if you can make any improvements at all, I think if you're going to delete the video and repost it anyway, like give it the best chance of success that it could possibly have. It's kind of a second chance. Like, okay, just in case the reason it didn't do well was on my end, what can I do to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Yeah, I agree. And then just be careful, because yesterday there was an analytics reporting error on YouTube for a lot of channels. So people were uploading videos and nothing was happening. This is why whenever I see that stuff, I won't upload a video. Like, I just will not do it. I'm like, nope, I'm going to wait till that stuff clears up, because I've uploaded videos not realizing that there was a reporting error going on. So now before I'll make a video go public, I check my analytics and look at real-time views to see if there's like a huge plummet.
Yeah.
Because the last time I uploaded a video in the middle of one of those things, same thing happened. 0 impressions, 0 views. My subscribers didn't even know the video dropped. Like, no one even got notified. Yeah. So, and then, you get essentially penalized for that. So I was just like, you know what? No, never again. So just keep an eye on that. But I agree with Dan. Try to give it the best chance you can. If it's really doing nothing, and you've already vetted the video, the topic is something people actually care about, the thumbnail is good, the title is good, but somehow it's just not making it, then it might be worth a delete and a re-upload.
We're having the same thing happen right now. They're still working on this, they said on Twitter, but you'll notice there's these gaps right here at the same time for all of our videos, and it's because of one of those reporting errors. Just real-time views dropped off. People were noticing their views were just like deleted, basically. You'll see it right here. It kind of dips in a really unnatural way. So, that's a thing that can definitely happen.
Yep, 100%, man. So just something to keep in mind. So if you do see this, I hope this helps anybody who sees this message. If you ever see that all of a sudden all your views go to 0, don't freak out. YouTube didn't nuke your channel, because that's what happened to me. I almost had a panic attack the first time I saw this years ago. But it's happened so many times over the past 6 years that now when I see people tweet about it, I hit them up and I'm like, hey, it's just a reporting error. Nothing to worry about. Just hold off on any uploads until it clears itself up. But yeah, just don't freak out about it. YouTube didn't nuke your channel.
Yeah, everyone's fine.
Yep.
All right, so we have the Faceless Chef. You picked this one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, because as soon as I saw it, it made me hungry. But I was also intrigued by the fact that they chose the name of the Faceless Chef. Like, I'm like, all right, intriguing. There's a lot of cooking channels who don't show their faces and don't have faceless in the name, which to me is interesting. But the first thing I did notice, while some of these recipes look bomb, the thumbnails are kind of not doing them any favors. And excuse me. So that's one of the things where if we're going to put text in the thumbnail, I would argue that these don't need text in the thumbnails. This is what I would argue this, right? Yeah. I would argue that all you need is the food, but I think the pictures, their food photography needs to step up a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is something we learn over time. Like, my thumbnails were complete garbage when I first started, but now they're actually surprisingly good, and I'm still making them with my phone. But the key is getting good lighting on this food or on these plates. So I think that's one of the things where I would experiment with this. I would experiment with doing a thumbnail with text, a thumbnail without text, but I would definitely start brightening them up. So whether it's a lamp, whether you need to put them under light, whether you need to take this plate and do it outside in the sun, whatever. But we got to definitely lighten it up, because the salt and pepper carbs for these, where's the salt, pepper carbs, how to make salt and pepper fries. That picture is dark, man.
Yeah.
That is a dark picture. I don't know what happened to your lighting on this one, but that ain't it, Chief. So the lighting is so much better on this like Korean fried chicken burger or the Korean chicken with Asian slaw, or even the one, well, I'm not going to say it out loud here, the lower right-hand corner. These are balls of some sort. Well played, sir. Well played. But the lighting is so much better. And even on the one next to it, the steamed fish with ginger, the lighting is so much better. So it's things like this where I would want you to really focus on how do you get the shot? How do you get it to look good? and I would focus on removing the text from the thumbnail because it's sitting on top of the food. You're covering up the thing that I want to see, and it's already hard enough to see as is. So let your title do the talking. But I would definitely experiment with no text in those thumbnails.
And what is the difference between this burger and this burger? Because
the pictures look identical.
You claimed that one was how to make Korean fried chicken burger, and then one says, I've never eaten chicken breast like this. Easy and quick recipe, Korean fried chicken, I assume, burger. It's kind of like posting the same video twice. Maybe you're doing a test where, okay, what if I make a really intriguing title for that video? And then what if I try again with a very generic how-to title? Like, which one's going to do better? So one of the things I want to tell this channel was maybe it's time to do less how-to videos, because I think if you say what it is, it's still going to rank in search. When you make how-to videos like this, what you're doing is you're hoping somebody gets a hankering for salt and pepper fries. Somebody gets a hankering for a Korean barbecue burger, and you're waiting for them to come to you. But if you have a recipe that claims it's simple or easy or fast, and it's for something that looks delicious, you might get people who weren't really sure what they were going to eat. They're just on YouTube looking for something. They're looking for a recipe for something new. So maybe you could serve that purpose. And as long as your description and maybe somewhere in your title or your tags mention exactly what it is, you can still get search traffic from that. So you can still hit both the sides of that space of both spaces on YouTube. But yeah, right now I'm kind of curious about the strategy, because it looks like you were trying something here, and that's confusing for your regular viewers. You are starting to get some regular viewers, and they're like, oh, why did you do the Korean burger again? We just saw that, last month. So it's kind of interesting. That does bring me to their cadence. Another channel not posting a whole lot. It looks like 3 months ago they posted 2 videos. 4 months ago they had 4 or 5 videos. That's a better cadence right there. Can you get back to doing 1 video a week? Is that possible? That's going to help. And then I don't know if you agree, Jeff, but for the thumbnails, I think they've zoomed in too much. I think this is one example where I would pull out a little bit and give me some more context.
Yeah, sort of like this steamed fish with ginger, where it's pulled out a little bit more. You can see almost the entire plate. I totally agree, because pulling out a little bit on this is going to give you more context. So yeah, totally agree. You do want to be up close enough with it to where it makes sense, but not so close that you don't know what you're looking at. Sort of what happened here with the fries, if I'm being completely honest. So, but yeah, definitely pulling out a little bit. And obviously, people were saying, yeah, you can do some color correction in like Lightroom and different apps can do color correction.
Yeah.
But if there's not enough light, it's still going to look funky. So, just make sure that we're working on that lighting a little bit. No issues with, being faceless or any of that sort of stuff. But I like where this is heading. Like, obviously 400 subs, they're definitely picking up. These channels are always super useful. But yeah, just a little bit more experimentation, a little bit of some minor tweaking that needs to happen here to kind of take things up a notch. But I'm excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah. So this is really cool. I think we've given them quite a bit of advice here.
Yeah.
I just want to check on their shorts. So definitely more views in their shorts. I think what I would do is look at the best ones and try and identify like how that short started. Like what about that strategy was kind of working for those ones. I will say, just without even clicking into these, I can tell that your text that you're using is almost impossible to read. Like if I was watching this on my phone, there's no way I'm reading these captions. So make sure when you're doing captions in your shorts, make them readable, make them very, very simple. Even if you don't like the style, like it doesn't matter. It's all about giving the viewer the best experience possible. If you're relying on captions, do them the right way, and try to avoid these big paragraphs too. Like this is a lot of text for a short.
And it's white on white in a script that's already difficult to read. So yeah, I agree completely. Large text, easy fonts. So this is one thing that I have to stress to people is keep it simple. Like honestly, keep it simple, because if you make it hard for me to read where I have to like squint or try to figure out what it says, I ain't reading it. And it's already so much text, why would I even try? So yeah, just throwing that out there. Less is more when it comes to thumbnails, less is more when it comes to these types of captions.
Around this time tomorrow, we're going to be diving into the actual videos. So maybe you'll get to see some of that in action, because we're going to not just talk about the channels. We're going to talk about the physical videos. We're going to do video reviews. So join us tomorrow, same time for that. And we could click into these and kind of see how they do. So that's the Faceless Chef. Thank you for submitting. And then we have another pre-selected channel here called RJ's Model Box. I think this is one I picked because I was just impressed with the level of detail just in the thumbnails alone. This is someone who's making these like dioramas. They probably basically live at the hobby store, I have to imagine. And they make these incredibly tiny scale models, already getting like thousands of views in some cases. Yes. This is not a channel that I wanted to sit here and go on and on and on about advice. Like, for 1 month of progress on YouTube, this is amazing.
Yeah.
All it's going to take for them is time. They just need to keep uploading. You need to continue doing what you're doing. I would continue more with these types of videos, with these types of models you're making, less of these, how to make model trees look amazing on a budget. Think about the audience here. I would watch any of these videos, any of these 5 videos I would watch. This video is only for people who are exactly like you, like who also want to build really complex dioramas. I'm sure you have the skill, and I'm sure you have a lot of valuable stuff you could teach people, but you're shrinking your audience down very quickly. So just think about that. Like, Jeff, you would watch these, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing is, I would watch these, like the creating the pirate's hideout, stuff like that. But the how-to, I wouldn't be so interested in that personally as a viewer, because I'm not a modeler. I don't have the patience for that. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried so hard to do that kind of stuff, and I just can't do it. But I love people that do it, and I love watching this stuff, like model trains, people who build model cars, Gundams. I don't have the patience for that, but I like watching them do it, like a time lapse of them building it, them painting it. For me, that's very satisfying to watch. But the how-to, that's a different viewer. Yeah. And I'm not that viewer. So something to keep in mind, not saying that that isn't helpful content, because it totally is. But when you make it, understand that it may underperform because it's not being shown to the correct viewers. So just throwing that out there. But either way, man, like this is excellent stuff. The simplicity in the thumbnails to me is killer. So yeah, I really like what I'm looking at here.
The scale with your hand, even though it looks like your hand on this one is put on after the fact, that's fine. The idea is you've drawn the viewer in with the scale. Like, here's my hand, and then here's the whole scene that you're seeing. So it really gives me an idea that you've created something very complex in a very tiny space.
It's also missing from the last thumbnail.
Yes. Yeah. The trees look almost too real. The only thing making them not look real is a black background, which was also a funny choice. Keep doing these. Keep doing these. And I would avoid this. You know what? You know where I'd put content like this? In a behind the scenes video. Like,
oh yeah,
that would be great for, like, you're not trying to teach people how to like do this thing, but you are showing a different side of what you're doing, like how you create this stuff, you know, because I think that would be fascinating. And you probably show some of that in all these videos, but I'm just talking about a general, like, you're kind of in between uploads, behind the scenes, kind of like, this is the next project I'm working on. I'm not going to show you everything, but kind of, you know, check this out. Here's some supplies I'm working. Here's where I keep everything. Like, that would be a really fascinating video. And that's where talking about the model trees, the complexity of them could come in. But again, always from the perspective of somebody who's just interested in the topic, but not really trying to be a modeler themselves. There are people like that out there, but again, it's just 2 different audiences.
Yep. Totally agree. Totally agree.
So those are our pre-selected channels. We are going to get into random selections here in a moment. But before we do, we wanted to get to some more of these super chats. So I'm just like setting us up here for the next round.
There we go. All right. So let me bring it up here.
A ton.
So from British Girl Explores, we've got, what about hashtags in video descriptions or titles? Personally, I'd leave them out of the title. If we're talking about long form content, I would leave it out of the titles. Definitely put them in the video description. 3 is what's going to show on your video. So that's basically, you know, the max essentially for me. Like, I don't do more than 3 hashtags because you'll see your video title and then you'll see the hashtags just right above it. 3 of them only. So that's about where I leave it. I don't search for videos personally via hashtags. So I don't put a lot of weight on that at all. That's more of an IG, TikTok thing. On YouTube, do it just to do it, but I wouldn't expect a lot out of it. More than anything else, what's really going to help your videos is not going to be hashtags. It's going to be your video topic, your title, and your thumbnail.
Another question from British Girl Explorers was, do you think a video can do well without adding tags? And yes,
Yeah,
it can.
totally.
YouTube, in all of their help docs and everything, has basically gone to saying now that tags are really good for misspellings, like common ways like people could misspell the words in your description. We have a tag tool. We still promote it because we don't really want people spending a lot of time on tags, and our tool makes it a snap. You just click the ones you feel like are most relevant, and boom, you can move on. The tags are just
Literally.
weighted less heavily because the algorithm has matured. It knows how to match the right viewer with the right video without needing that very specific metadata from the user. So
Yeah.
YouTube's just kind of outgrown tags a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see who we have next. Financial failure. So why do my shorts do well and my videos not so much? And why can I get more subs for my shorts? So what do you think? Shorts do well, longer videos do not.
So it's always tough. If you've not been doing this for a while, I'd say that's probably the first thing. Financial failure. So like you might be in like the financial kind of niche on YouTube, giving financial advice or whatever it might be, or just documenting your failures, in that space. I can see shorts doing well because maybe not a lot of people in that space are making shorts about that. So you're kind of finding really early successes, which is why we keep telling people to do shorts. It's a great opportunity right now. It's going to take some time to get those viewers to watch the long form videos. You'd want the long form videos to be similar. Hopefully they are. Give it time. Keep uploading shorts, upload the occasional long form video. Hopefully you start to see that scale tip. I think it will eventually, but it's just going to take time. And then think about this. People who watch shorts are in the mood for shorts, for that exact type of content, short content that's vertical format. Some viewers out there don't watch long form videos. They're just interested in shorts, and you can never convert them. You'll never hope to convert them. But I would say a lot of people are like me, where sometimes I look for long videos. I'm sitting down, I'm ready to relax. I'm winding down for the night and I want to watch something long. Sometimes I'm standing at my stove making lunch and I just want a quick laugh while I'm just waiting for something to finish cooking. So shorts. I'll watch a couple videos. I'll turn back around. So when I'm in that mode, you're not going to get me to watch your long form videos. I don't have time. So just be thinking about the kind of person that you're catering these to.
Yep, I agree, man. Next up, we have Tech Enthusiasm asking, should we delete old, non, or low-watched content? I would say no. I wouldn't give up on older videos. I'm personally against deleting videos. I will unlist things and put them in playlists, but I wouldn't give up on the video. If it's a topic that's still relevant, then you can always go back. Like if it's a how-to video, some sort of tutorial or review, something like that, you can always go back, change the title, change the thumbnail to make it more enticing as your skills have developed. Because maybe those old videos, you had crappy title and thumbnail. You can always go back and change that stuff, and hopefully maybe if it's still useful to somebody, it'll start getting more clicks. But yeah, I don't delete old or low watch videos. The only time I'll unlist videos is if they were not aimed at my current target audience. So like, let's say if I did some Lego videos on my headphone review channel when I first started, those videos are unlisted on my channel.
Yep, absolutely. I've been doing YouTube for about 4 years, but I haven't seen much growth with it. I think it's time to reevaluate your strategy.
Yep.
You can really easily get caught up on YouTube spinning your wheels. Back in the day when I was first starting, I had some influences in my life that weren't bad. Like people were well-meaning. They told me, no, keep going. Like you'll find success. They didn't understand YouTube. They just kind of had that that mindset of like positivity and support my friends and they'll do good. Just keep going. You'll get it. But sometimes, you can end up spinning your wheels forever just with that only piece of advice in your head. You never learn to like figure out, okay, what am I doing? Why wouldn't anyone watch this video? What's going on with the types of videos I'm making that are just not appealing to anybody? And I never asked myself those questions when I was younger. I'm like, okay, well, my friends seem to think I'm doing a good job and they told me to keep going. So yeah, if you build it, they will come. And so I just kept throwing videos out there that I did no research on. I was just kind of spinning my wheels. And I went that way for a very long time before I finally took a step back and went, oh, maybe I should try something else. Maybe I should try either a new topic or looking for people in my space that are doing something I would like to be doing. And how can I do that, my own version of that? You know, it's really hard. It's really hard to find that, but I think you can do it. But if it's been 4 years, that's the point I think you're at in your YouTube journey.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more. Next one came from Spike Wade. Any thoughts on timing of release for videos? My analytics say 4 to 6 p.m. is the best time to release, but often I have other videos do well at 12 p.m. Now, just to be clear, I would go with what analytics say normally, but a majority of your views are going to come on replay, not at the time that you release the video. So in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter that much. So I would release a video at a time that makes sense for you and your schedule. For me, majority of my viewers are based in the United States. So I release my videos based on when people are waking up. So usually I'll post a video, which is like 6 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. East Coast time. So that's normally when I'll post videos because most of my views come from the US. So I don't want to upload a video when people are going to go to bed where all my viewers are. I want to post a video when they're all getting up and give it the, as much time as possible in the very beginning of a video for people to be able to see it while they're awake. But in reality, like I said, majority of your views are going to come from replay value. So I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. So I would not focus on this too much.
Yeah. You got it. Is competition even important with YouTube Shorts titles? Also, some titles seem like a great hook for an audience. However, when it's reviewed in keywords, it may have less competition, but less searchable. Okay. I feel like there's maybe 2 questions here, but I'm having trouble. Do you have a guess?
Let's see. Competition even important with YouTube Shorts. Also, some titles seem like a great hook for an audience. However, when it's reviewed in keywords, it may have less competition, but less searchable. I think they're overthinking this a little bit too much, to be completely honest.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. So that's just me personally. I probably wouldn't sweat competition on it too much. If anything, I would really focus on experimenting and using titles that will entice a human to click, but I wouldn't sweat so much on like scores and things of that nature. If anything, I would just keep experimenting, but really, I really wouldn't overthink that because competition when it comes to shorts, there's competition regardless, especially if it's trending topics. It's going to be wild out there. So what's really going to come down to with shorts, at least from what we've seen, has been what the first 3 to 5 seconds look like on your shorts. And if your first 3 to 5 seconds are better than the other 100,000 shorts out there on the same topic, odds are yours is going to win because people are going to stay and watch. So I think focusing on those first few seconds is going to bring you far more value as a shorts creator than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be, I think, the same advice here. Nothing to add. Does adding a video to multiple playlists confuse YouTube? I'm just going to say no. YouTube allows you to do that. I think if it makes sense to be on multiple playlists, we do that sometimes. I did it just the other day. If it makes sense for the video to be multiple playlists, that's good. If someone's invested in one of your playlists and you have a video that you feel like can help them, it should be there. Plain and simple. But yeah, I don't think YouTube's weighing it in any certain way based on playlists.
No, I agree. And did we miss that one? Oh,
sorry.
no, we didn't. All right, here we go. Got it. So John's asking, I have a news and politics channel. I often put out 3+ videos daily, and it seems to kill my viewer count. One seems to do better. Is the same with the number of shorts and community posts as well. It can happen. I've seen this actually happen on multiple channels. This is we're not even talking news or politics. Just upload cadence, right? Where you're sort of oversaturating your own returning viewers. Some viewers are just not willing to watch 3 videos plus your shorts plus engage with your community tab on a daily basis. They're just not. And you can see that. So for John, my advice to you would be to slow down. To be completely honest, I've seen channels do far better when they slow down, where they give their content room to breathe, where even their channels start to grow faster from doing this. So that'd be my advice. With Shorts community tab, I wouldn't sweat that too much, but with your actual uploading of videos, I would slow down.
Yeah, I would take your best stories and, instead of doing 3 videos a day, I would try and start with, you can try with 2 for a bit, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. even that feels like a lot. What if you just did one and you spent more time on the title and the thumbnail for that video instead of doing the 3? You should find yourself with more views just overall.
Yeah. It's quality over quantity with that stuff, especially when you're seeing negative analytics from putting out so much.
It's hard if you're a news channel. It's really difficult because you don't want to. You want to be the first to like talk about stuff too. So that can mess you up, right? Like, but I would allow that time in your schedule. If you're doing one video consistently every day, and a big story breaks after you've already posted, you would hate to have a situation where you've already posted 2 or 3 videos and now there's a big breaking story, right? So it kind of leaves room in your schedule. You're doing 1 video a day because that's your upload cadence. And then there's room on the table to do an evening, like breaking news, a thing happened, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Totally agree, man. Totally agree. So I think it's time, right?
Yes, I think it's time as well. We will get back to your super chats in just a minute, but it seems like we have a hungry member of our staff. It's time to feed Clawbert.
That's right. May the claw be ever in your favor.
Yes, but not yours. You know who you are.
Yeah, you. Specifically you.
Specifically you. You know who you are. Okay, we have how many? 495 on the non-gaming, 454 on the gaming. I will type in 500. I'll go to the gaming form this time. 471. Well, that's not right. Try again. 11. There we go.
Come on, Clawbert. You can do it.
All right. The Shapest of Snatches. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. All right.
What could go wrong?
We'll roll with it.
All right. It looks like a card channel with cards in it.
Looks like MTG to me. What do you think? Or is this no? This is Yu-Gi-Oh. Wow, interesting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it says it in the titles. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Is it? It is a video game. All right, I was gonna say it's a gaming channel. I guess if it's a handheld card game, but no, it is still a video game. So, Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel is what you're doing, and I mean, hey, some of these videos have over 1,000 views. You have 420 subscribers, and your most popular video is 30,000 views. Hardcore, full gas branded. My goodness. Where do we even begin? Okay, here's what we do. Because I feel like these thumbnails are busy. I don't know about you, Jeff. They feel busy to me.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that for sure. But here's my thing too. It could be now. It's a good thing you're typing this in anyway because the view counts speak for themselves, right? On a 420 subscriber channel, getting 1,000 views on a video from 11 days ago, another 1,000 a video from 13 days ago. So doing quite well. It could be that it's a trending topic within the Yu-Gi-Oh community at the moment. So despite the busyness of the thumbnails, the topic itself is strong enough to garner a lot of views. But I agree. To me, it's a little bit on the busy side. Instead of showing 5 cards, I probably would have done maybe 3 at most, zoomed in a little bit tighter so that you can actually see what it says. Probably less words because you've got, Salomon Great combos. And then in the title, you've also got every Salomon Great combo for 2023. There's no reason to repeat yourself in the thumbnail and in the title. So just some little minor tweaks there, I think could have gone a long way to make them look a little less busy, in my opinion.
I would also keep the Master Duel logo out of the thumbnails. People who know this game know what it is. You don't need that. It's just cluttering up a lot of your thumbnails. It's just another thing to kind of find room for every time you make a thumbnail. I want to do the search. Just see what kinds of thumbnails we were looking for in the space. And you know what's interesting? Like, so this video has 200,000 views, and you would think, well, that's not a good thumbnail, right? Because look how zoomed out it is. You can't see what anything is. But this is the kind of thumbnail where zooming out sometimes gives it the right context. Because what they did here is they made an idiot's guide to Master Duel. So a beginner's guide, right? They didn't need to overthink this. Just show the table because you just bought this game. you know what the table looks like already because you've been staring at it for an hour trying to figure out how to play. So if somebody just says an idiot's guide and says, here you go, beginners, this is for you, you see the table, you're like, that's the game I'm playing. It just works. These types of thumbnails work, and they're dead simple.
I'd be like, an idiot's guide? That's me.
That's me.
I'm an idiot. This is perfect video for me.
Great.
You see why I got so many views? So,
yeah. When we see a cluttered thumbnail, they're even using the logo in here. At least the text is really easy to read. This one got 700,000 views. But I think a lot of these thumbnails are a bit simpler, and they're doing pretty well. Even with just a character without the cards, like this one has almost 100,000 views. I know we're looking at channels with a lot of subscribers, but do this research. Whatever it is you're trying to do, get more specific than I did. I don't know this game, so I don't know exactly what to look for, but you do. So don't just type the name of the game. Like, try to find videos like the ones you're making and see if you can get your thumbnails cleaned up a little bit, because these to me are really high quality. Even the more cluttered ones seem nice and sharp. At least I could read the text. But the thumbnails on your channel, the fonts are kind of changing here and there. Sometimes you're using red text, which is hard to read. So it's a lot of stuff I would be improving. But listen, we say that understanding that you're already getting thousands of views. You're already overperforming your subscribe count, which is great to see. We think you could be getting tens of thousands of views by continuing to improve your thumbnails.
Yeah, because I think they've hit the nail on the head topically.
Yes, like topic-wise. Yep.
Yeah. So they're delivering value. The topic is good. So I think more of anything, the packaging is what they would probably need to work on a little bit. And that's where thumbnail research comes in. And this is one of the things that I like to stress, especially to newer channels, is to don't make thumbnails in a vacuum of what you think will look good. Look at what's actually getting clicked on for your niche, because every niche is different. Every niche is different. Some of them have some similarities, but it's different for all types of channels. So do the bare minimum. Do some research before you come up with that thumbnail and experiment. I'm a big fan of making multiple thumbnails for every single video to seeing what works, what pops, what doesn't pop, or if it underperforms and I see low click-through rate, I already have another thumbnail or two ready to go. But yeah, I think packaging is kind of what's holding them back a little bit here.
I'm trying to look at the most popular videos and see the titles, like how often they use all caps versus not. There are examples from really big channels, granted, where they are using more caps than not caps. But to me, if you're going to use all caps or all lowercase, both of those look like nothing to me. I think you should use caps for emphasis. But your titles, the channel we're looking at here, it seems like you primarily use caps, and like, by the time I get done reading the shouting part of your title, it goes back to normal title case. I would keep playing with this. The top decks from Duelist Cup, I think that's a good way to do it. But yeah, like, so when you have a lot of capital letters in a row, I feel like, at least for me, my eyes kind of gloss over a little bit. It makes it harder to read somehow. That might be a very niche opinion. Keep doing research. I was noticing some people get by just fine without using any all caps titling. Some people use it like here, like you did. So just a nitpick. Ultimately, I think thumbnails are going to be this channel's key.
Yep. Totally agree.
Cool. Thanks for submitting. We will go back to the claw now, and we will choose a non-gaming channel. We're already
Feed Clawbert.
Feed Clawbert. Yes. No. 224. Sorry. Oops. 244. 224. Okay. Shorts channel. Let's grab the link here. It's about Filipino American life. I can't seem to grab link. So they said they primarily do shorts. So I'm just going to focus on shorts. There are some long form videos we can look at here, and I think there'd be a lot of discussion about thumbnails and titles and things like that. We can let them rewind the stream if they want some of that advice. Let's see what they're doing in shorts. It looks like a lot of family, maybe vlog style content.
Yeah, that's what it looks like for me. Adorable baby, by the way. Adorable.
Indeed. So I'm trying to see if there's a trend here between videos that did not do as well as others. Like this one has 1.4K views. It's about weighing the baby. But this one says half Filipina, half American baby, just like dad. So I'm not really learning too much about what's going to happen in this short versus this one where it's very clear, right? Like the short is about something specific. You're weighing the baby. Whereas this one's like me hanging out with my baby. I just don't know what I'm going to get. And I know the title isn't as important, but because we're not doing video reviews, I can click on this and just see if it, I can unmute it for myself. So they are literally just hanging out. It's just, this is my cute baby.
Yep. It's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yes, but you'll notice that when your shorts are more specific about something that you're doing, you basically, you turned on your camera with intent. Those are going to do better. Like this one looks like you're playing a game. So it's a drinking game. Everyone says go, and they're all drinking. Like there was intention behind recording this, right? And so it got more views.
Yep. And that's key to everything. And I think intentionality is probably one of the things that we don't speak about enough. Maybe we do it in kind of passing or whatever it might be. Yeah. But that's something where you do want to do that. You want to have intent. And that comes through everything. It comes through how you record the video. It comes through your thumbnail, your title, why you even turn on the camera, right? Intent. Does anyone care? Will anyone care if I put up this video? So yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm glad you said that.
So that was... I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say the name. Pusong Pioneer. I'm so sorry. I wanted to try there.
Don't know.
But yes, that would be my biggest piece of advice. And when it comes to shorts, not too much I could say about your titles, thumbnails, things like that. By the way, for those who don't know, you can choose custom thumbnails for shorts. I'm hoping this comes to desktop eventually, but the way you have to do it is get your short on your phone, then upload it through the YouTube app. And you can go in as you're editing the title. You can tap on the little thumbnail picture they give you, and you can slide around and pick a frame. I've started to do that for our vidIQ shorts, and it's I don't know if it's making necessarily a difference because again, a lot of people find your shorts without looking at the thumbnail. But for those who do find it with the thumbnail, it's nice to have. So
yeah,
I just wanted to point that out. It's made uploading shorts an extra step, which I hate, but it's I like having the option. Cool. Before we go to the next one, I wanted to remind everybody real quick that if you're enjoying this advice and you wish, gosh, I wish this live stream was on 24/7, then you should check out our Discord server, which has all kinds of rooms for all kinds of topics, all relating to YouTube. And right here is the thumbnail room where people are giving advice on the different thumbnails that they're posting. Here is the achievements room where people are just sharing their success. It is a very active Discord community, vidIQ.com/Discord. The link is also down below, and you can join now. It's totally free. It's on all the time, and it's full of creators just like you. They're not allowed to go in there and just dump their video links. They get kicked out if they do that. It's all about just sharing YouTube experience and having other creators there to talk to about the various topics that you cover on YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. Don't be that person that joins a Facebook group, Discord, Discord channel, any of that stuff that just goes in and drops a link to your video. Don't do that. Don't be that person. That's not how YouTube works. I see too many people doing that. Don't be that person. My piece of advice for you today, if you're watching the stream, don't be a link dropper.
Don't be a link dropper. Watch where you put your droppings. We appreciate it. So we want to get back to randomly selecting channels, but before we do, we got a bunch of super chats once again. Let's try and answer a couple questions here. If I'm a newer channel focusing on long form content, how often should I be posting? I do a lot of research and prep, so posting often is usually difficult. Any help is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I think we would probably agree, but my thing is, being that you have a form of content, you're making a form of content that requires more work, more research, so it's more labor intensive, upload at a pace that works for you and your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. If it's quality videos, you can see people like Mark Rober that don't upload a video but once per month, but it's a banger because that's how much time he spends making it, so they can do that. So if your content takes time to make, then it's going to take time to make. You can't do daily content when you have to do a ton of research like that. So I wouldn't stress over your upload frequency. I think if anything, upload at a pace that works for you. And as you keep uploading, hopefully your workflow will get easier and faster, and then you can start bumping up the frequency of your uploads. But if anything, I wouldn't sweat that so much at the moment. Just do what you can. If that's once a month, cool. If that's twice a month, cool. If it's 3 times a month, cool. Whatever works for your lifestyle is what you should be doing.
Yeah. Great question here. How do you use the community tab starting at 0? You should have it unlocked now. I think it's unlocked for everybody. Assuming you're brand new to using it, just try and post daily. You can schedule your posts. Take a day every week and schedule a week's worth of posts. That's what I do. And ask questions to your audience about them related to the topic that you cover on YouTube. So if it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, you should be asking people about the decks they're building, asking people what their favorite cards are, what rare cards they've collected, things like that. You should be doing polls. Just do anything you can to engage your audience and ask about them. Don't worry about sharing what you're doing. I'm on vacation. I'm on this. I'm on that. You can do that every once in a while, but really where you're going to find value is by building up the community tab over time, because you are constantly getting people excited to talk about themselves, talk about things they're interested in, and it cements you as the go-to channel for whatever it is you're doing on YouTube. You become that person because they are actively communicating with you all the time on your community tab. It's only a matter of time before one of your videos pops up and they recognize the little channel avatar and they're like, yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, I agree.
I have 12 channels. That's a lot. That I dubbed my English videos on 2 different languages. Is that a good idea?
I can see why not.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah. If you're using a paid service for that, it sounds very expensive. But
yeah,
it's, I would say when I see questions like this, my question back to you is, I don't know. Is it a bad idea? Because if it's taking away focus from your main channel, the main thing you're doing on YouTube, if you feel like you are having to pedal really, really hard and you don't have enough time in your day to improve your thumbnails, to improve your editing, to improve whatever it is you're trying to improve, maybe it is a bad idea. But if it's not taking any extra time and you're seeing success and everything's going the way you want it to and everything's building as you expect it to, that's a great idea. But things are a bad idea when they take away from that really important growth and education you always need to be getting up on YouTube. You always got to be learning something new. You always need to be just continuing to set goals and reach those goals.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And this is the same person. They just switch channels for whatever reason. When I upload a video in the first 3 to 5 minutes, I get around 20 to 40 views and I have 7,000 subs. Is that good? That's on long form content and not shorts. So first 3 to 5 minutes, why are we worried about this? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like, that is such an arbitrary thing to worry about, to be completely honest. I'd be worried about how many views you're getting in the first 3 hours. Is that below or above average, if anything? Yep. And then how many views are you getting in the first 24 hours? First 3 to 5 minutes, are you serious?
Listen, I'm gonna say this because I relate to it on some level. You are obsessing over views. And I'm saying that because sometimes, even today, I obsess over views. I will upload something, and if I'm bored and I have nothing else to do, I will watch it. And sometimes I try and remember, okay, the last time I posted in the first 5 minutes, I got X many views. So is this good? Is this an improvement? But YouTube, the data is so new. YouTube isn't even confident in telling you anything until like the first hour of video has been up. And even beyond that, you'll notice a day later, things have changed a little bit because that's when the data is more cemented. Don't do that. Like, don't obsess over views, especially if you're giving us a super chat, which I appreciate. To ask us about this, I think you've taken it too far. I think you've gone to the next level of view obsession. Worry about your next video. That's what you should worry about. Go back a day later and see how that video did. Learn from it. Look at the retention graph. Go, oh, maybe the intro wasn't as good as it could have been. And use those lessons to improve your next video. If you're spending time watching the view count on a video you just posted, that's valuable time you could be spending doing literally anything else.
Thank you. Well said, Dan. Well said. Tile the World's asking a time to post again. My channel says not enough data. When is there enough? So I think what they're saying is they're getting that, where they don't have enough views for YouTube to provide them with that data. Once again, don't worry about this. focus on making sure that your video, that it's something that people actually care about, because the time that you post, it does not matter that much. What you can pull is looking at where your views are coming from. Do the same thing that I did. Look at where your views are coming from. If your views are coming from India, look at what time do people get up in India, right? If your views are coming from the UK, look at what time people get up in the UK. If your views are coming from the US, I'm thinking 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m., Eastern time. But think about the audience, what time they get up, what their viewing habits might be. So don't worry about so much about what YouTube is telling you on that end. And once again, most of your views are going to come from replay, so it's not going to matter in the end anyway.
I've made an awesome video. It has 50% average watch time. Congrats. It also has roughly 25% click-through rate. Wow. Congrats. I'm really proud of it, but it has little views.
Could be the topic.
Could be the topic. You will notice that you have a pretty high click-through rate among your regular viewers when a video is really, really fresh. And that's kind of how it should be, right? Like, these people subscribe to you, they like you, so they see a new video from you, the click-through rate's going to be pretty high. As time goes on and your video starts to spread to more people, it will naturally dilute that number, So your problem might be, and without looking at your channel, I can't say this for sure, but your problem might be that you are catering your videos to only the people who are already watching you. You're not doing enough to reach new viewers. So your click-through rates are looking good and your retention's high because you were just catering to only your super fans, but you're like, not a lot of views because you have this right now. Like, these are your super fans right here. You want to keep growing and expanding. So how can you make a video? You already have them. So how can you make a video that's also going to reach some new people? That's what it sounds like. We're not looking at your analytics. We're not looking at your channel, so we don't know. That's my guess. I've done what you said in your videos, but not seen much improvement. Can you take a look? And why can't I do my own thumbnails on shorts?
Gotcha. So one thing we won't do, just to be clear, because it's scrolling across the bottom, is we're not going to go take a look at your channel. So just throwing this out there. So we're going to give you advice.
It could pop up randomly.
Yeah, if it happens, yeah. But we get this a lot where people are saying they do what we say in our videos and they don't see much improvement. Usually when I go and look at the channel, that's 100% cap. Like, I'm doing everything you're doing in your videos. You're not even doing thumbnails. You're not even doing channel research. Like, what are you talking about? So that could be what's going on, but I would really be focusing down on exactly what is going on with your channel. Are you doing thumbnail research? Are you doing video topic research? Are you focusing on a particular viewer? And last but not least, does anybody even care about that video topic? That's the research you got to do before you even turn on your camera. Secondarily, why can't I do my own thumbnails on shorts? YouTube kind of pulled back on that a little bit, but I think they're going to reinstate that at some point where you can, like, at least select a frame. But at this time, I wouldn't worry about it because most people aren't clicking shorts based on thumbnails. They're finding them on a shorts feed. It's coming up and being fed to them. So one less thing for you to worry about at this time.
I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I did pull the channel up in the background just because I was really curious. You are not doing the things that we generally say you should do.
Nope.
Which might be hard to hear, but based on what I'm seeing, I think there's a lot more improvements. Continue watching the stream, take some notes, and really look at your channel alongside these other channels we're looking at objectively, and ask yourself, like, do my thumbnails look like that? Do my titles sound like that? Like, what can I do to make the same kind of improvements these guys are talking about? Because we give a lot of advice that would appeal to everybody, apply to everybody rather. All right, one more here before we get back into random draw. I have 10 subs and my videos are getting 100+ views. YouTube is YouTube is pushing my new videos as we speak. Nearly 200 views in 2 days. Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's excellent. Yeah, good job, man. Just keep focusing on your target viewers, whatever that might be. If you're trying to teach people how to lose weight or whatever that is, keep focusing on who that person is and doubling down on that content. But yes, that's actually quite good. I wouldn't focus so much on the sub numbers, as I've said many times in the stream. Just keep focusing on getting those views. Just don't over obsess on it.
Right. We like to see the sub number alongside the views people are getting because it just kind of gives us an idea of where people are at. But it's not a great way to measure that. It's just we can't look at your analytics, so we just do our best, right? But sub numbers, they don't really mean anything. They're very vanity fueled, and people click the button and then they never unclick the button, but they might stop watching you at some point in like 6 months from now. So they're still a subscriber, but they don't care anymore, and that's not helpful to you. That's not helpful data. It doesn't do anything for the growth of your channel when someone who subscribed to you isn't clicking on your videos anymore.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So views are what earn money, not subs. Remember that.
All right, I'm just getting back over here to the claw, where we have a whole bunch of channels waiting and waiting and waiting. Where are we at? Almost 500 on the gaming forum. So I will go ahead and draw number 300 on the gaming forum. Smart Engineer. Check out Smart Engineer, who's doing Hypixel Bed Wars. VidIQ, please sub. No.
No.
Wait, okay, I want to talk about that. I know that's like kind of funny, but I do want to talk about that. Don't ask us to subscribe because we are not your ideal viewer. You don't want your videos getting recommended to me or Jeff or Rob or whoever it is because we're not going to watch them. And it's nothing against you. It's because we don't watch Hypixel Bed Wars content, but YouTube is recommending it to us. It's like, hey, remember Smart Engineer 10? You subscribe to him, right? Here's their latest video. Okay, thanks, YouTube. I'm going to pass this one up. Now your click-through rate has gone down. Now that's one more person that's passed you up, even though they said they liked you enough to subscribe. You do not want me as a subscriber. And I'm only saying that because I want you to get subscribers that actually want to watch your content. It's important. It's very, very, very important. So,
agreed.
My friend randomly invites me in game and it's crazy. Why is it crazy? The thumbnail doesn't look crazy. And the title says it's going to be crazy. How can you make a thumbnail that visualizes that part, that really, really important bit of your title that says, hey, I was with my friend and it went off. It was turnt. It was amazing. Something is missing in this thumbnail. Or it was the title. The title, something about that. It's clear that you're with your friend in the thumbnail, but that's the only thing that's being like really communicated. What if you could show something that makes that really clicks with me and goes, wow, I can't believe they built that. Wow, he fell off a really high tower. That's like, imagine the character falling and it says me and there's an arrow pointing to them from a distance, right? Like, that would be crazy. That would be like, I hung out with my friend and they tricked me into like falling off of a tower. Like, now my imagination is going when I read your title and look at your thumbnail. So that's advice for everybody, by the way. That's not exclusive to Smart Engineer 10. That's, again, we just looked at a channel a minute ago. I'm following your advice. Nothing's working. No, do that. Do that level of common sense research. Not even real research, just that level of common sense. Like, if I'm going to say something in my title, how can I make a thumbnail that's going to back it up? And not just back it up, tease it a little bit. Give people a little bit of their imagination, like juices
Curiosity
they need. Yeah, get them curious.
Yeah, this is why I have a stress in telling people to research your topic, create your title and your thumbnail before you turn on your camera to record. And I know people don't want to do that because they want to be lazy about the content. They just want to do whatever they want to do and then try to wrap a title and a topic around a topic, try to wrap a title and a thumbnail around a video topic that nobody cares about. And then they don't know why they're not getting views. So this is something to think about. I think you should really listen to Dan, not just Smart Engineer 10, but everybody in the chat.
I made an impossible challenge. Watch what happens when I do it. What's the challenge? And you don't need to say it in the title. The title's fine. I made an impossible challenge. You need to demonstrate it now in the thumbnail. If you're going to title like this, you have to back it up with the thumbnail. It looks like you tried. What is the item? I see a character screaming. I see a question mark. I see a bone. I see a diamond. I see an animated character on the right side there. But there's so many weird elements. Nothing says challenge to me. Like, there's nothing being demonstrated here that tells me that this is an insane, impossible challenge. So again, I like these titles. Like, these are not bad titles. But I'm trying to approach this advice now that I've given 100 times from a different perspective. I trolled in Swap Bed Wars. It doesn't look like you did. Swap Bed Wars, or Bed Wars swap and trolling. Where's the troll part? What did you do? Like, what if somehow you can, I know you can't do this, but you locked a chest or something, and so now an arrow's pointing at the chest is locked. That would back up your title. That would be like you trolling, right? So if you're going to say you did something, use your thumbnail to back up the claim. This is one strategy for titles and thumbnails. There's other ways you can frame and position your content using titles and thumbnails. But the way this titling works, you gotta use the thumbnail to now somehow visualize what's being said.
Yeah, totally agree, man. Totally agree. So they got some work to do, for sure. Some work to do just on the mindset behind the channel. But yeah, I think this is some advice that they could definitely use. I've seen Smart Engineer in the chat, for weeks and weeks. So hopefully they take something away from this, go back and do some of the work to make it better. But if you take this advice, you want it to be reviewed for such a long time, and then you do nothing with it, can't help you.
All right, next channel. What you got, Claw? 87. This is going to be the non-gaming form now. Harry Hacks, tutorials and editing tricks. All right. Here we go. All right, so I'm assuming editing meaning video editing. Photo editing, maybe. CapCut, new trending video editing. How to get views on TikTok free. I'm a little bit leery of that video. How to recover TikTok account without phone number and email. Okay. So, Jeff, I feel like we're looking at two different channels here. We have some ones that look like tips and tricks for like TikTok and things like that. And then we have ones about photo editing, video editing. We're a little bit, I think, in terms of like topic, we're a little bit back and forth here.
Yeah, I think that's a issue that we're coming across here, is that there's a lack of focus in here. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to be multiple channels in one channel because they're trying to figure out what's going to work and what doesn't. Yeah, I would really start to figure out exactly who you want to aim your videos at. And if you absolutely have to make these videos on different topics, then different channels, man. Different channels is really what it comes down to. Channels are free to make. So, focus on that. Separate those videos into their own channels, especially if they're not leading to the same people. Because as I said earlier in the stream, how can you get the viewer that watched this video to watch the next one? You know what I mean? So just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah. Always think about that viewer. You told us that you do tips and tricks for like editing and stuff, but this one is how to make a thumbnail like a certain creator. As I scroll, it looks like you did some stuff, free Instagram followers. How to get TikTok followers for free. And stuff like that. I do worry, like you claimed, Perry hacks. So I worry about the legitimacy of some of the, strategies there too. You got to be careful if you're giving people like advice that is counter to YouTube's community guidelines. That could get your channel in trouble. So just as a side note, be careful. But those are two different channels. If you're going to tell people how to get more TikTok followers, and you're going to tell people video editing tips, and yeah, I feel like we're dealing with two completely different topics here, and therefore you're not an expert at either of them, and people can see that because you're not getting the groundswell you need to kind of get that snowball effect of views and subscribers.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Because a growth channel is one thing and a editing channel is another. Even though you think that the same person could use this information, I'm sure they could. But is the person who's looking up editing tutorials going to be the same person who's looking for growth hacks? Probably not. That is a slim margin. So yeah, I would definitely be looking at separating that content for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit up the next one, which is going to be a gaming channel. I've just unmuted the tab. Don't do that. 505.
Good old Clobbert.
Oh, Clobbert. 505. Almost 506. Wow, look at that. One away from the last person to submit. Oh, interesting. I clicked on shorts. I was trying to click on videos. They don't have videos. They have shorts. Shorts are videos, but you know what I mean. The videos tab is not here. And they have live streams. Okay, cool. So we are going to be focused more on the shorts and the live streams. If this was the Wednesday stream, tomorrow we will be going into some of these types of videos and giving you even more advice. But I would be just looking at your shorts, continuing to do what you're doing because you are using captions. It looks like you are using like the text tool in YouTube Shorts editor very effectively. Like the shockwave hammer has been disabled from all game modes. I almost don't need to watch this short to know exactly what you're talking about, which is great. And I'm assuming the short itself is going to demonstrate that if we click into it. Let's see. Are they talking? So yeah, it's just that TikTok-y robot voice kind of came on, just read this basically. And then, yeah, they're just kind of showing off the hammer. So yeah, I think short strategy wise, continue what you're doing. Also, though, I would urge you to watch some Fortnite shorts from top creators. And I'm giving you this assignment because it's important to, again, in shorts, do what's trending in shorts, right? So if you're doing Fortnite shorts and you're getting 1,000 views, how could you get 10,000 views? It's going to be about making shorts that people stop scrolling on. And the way to learn that really, really well is to take notes on the shorts of the people who are doing like an excellent job, right? Just the ones that are at the level you want to be at. Not that you're not doing an excellent job, but I want to continue seeing you. I want to see you continue to improve. Live stream wise, Jeff, let's see what we can see here. This is important. Thumbnails, titles, all very important.
Yep.
Turning my enemies into coal. The very simple image of a golden sniper rifle. Noob plays Modern Warfare 2. These thumbnails are. It's not that they're cluttered or anything; they're fine. But I would say for your live streams, I would like to see more attention to detail in the titles, especially. Noob plays Modern Warfare 2, but like, is there a greater challenge that you could be taking on? Is there like, what are you trying to improve your kill to death ratio? Are you trying to, are you just trying to collect better guns and skins and things like that? Like, I haven't played Modern Warfare in a very long time.
I agree though. I agree because what's making this different than every other Let's Play that's out there on Modern Warfare 2?
Right. So that's kind of what's missing here. And sometimes you don't even use a thumbnail. Like this looks like a screen grab. This is just a white screen for some reason. And then sometimes the thumbnails are wildly different. Like these two are completely different from these two, so there's a bunch of things you can improve on. And it really helps with live streams to go in with a goal. That's what you want to do. Go into your live streams with a goal in mind and then have that represented in your title and your thumbnail. I want to just see real quick. So it was about 5 seconds there where you're not saying anything. Like I heard you clear your throat as soon as I hit play, and then it's just kind of like, there's no intro, which we tell people not to do intros, but it felt like they were waiting for the go ahead from their software to like be live, and then the first thing you hear is, which was a little off-putting. Be thinking about the replay viewers when you do your live streams on YouTube. If you're going to leave them up like this, which you should. Be thinking about them. Like, what's the first few seconds of this video going to be like when they get into it? It's okay when it's, a live stream and people are in chat and waiting. They know it's going to be casual. But think about the people who might watch it this after the fact. This is why we stress good titles, good thumbnails, because people do watch after the fact. Could you be adding chapters to your live stream? Things like that too. Any other additional, just general live stream tips this channel aside, Jeff?
Really focusing on a goal. Like I said before, when you're going to live stream, have a goal for the live stream. It doesn't matter what your live stream about. Have a goal that's going to get somebody one, because the goal is going to determine what your title and thumbnail should be. And then getting into the content that's going to meet that goal as quickly as possible in the stream is going to improve your replay value. Lastly, timestamping it. If there are things that happen in that live stream that should be timestamp it, because it helps with replay value for the viewer. Think about the viewer's experience. Some of them might not want to sit through your 7 minutes worth of blubbering in an intro. Not saying that that's what they're doing, but some channels do that. So just something, or maybe, an hour into the video, you talked about a different topic or whatever, timestamp it. So that can definitely help. But those are just some general tips as far as making the viewer experience better for these streams.
So there you go. We probably need to update the claw. If we look on our forums here, 554 and 518. So let's go ahead and just update the claw 260, and we will pick a non-gaming channel. Number 29. Look at that. All right. Got out. They live the nomad life. Be interesting. All right. What do we got? What does it mean? Finding strange things on this hike. Nomad life regrets. Why I chose nomad life instead of a house. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, when I first saw the name of the channel was Got Out, I'm like, they just get out of jail? Or like, what, did they just escape? Like, what happens? That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, wait, what's going on here? But
they got out of the day-to-day grind, man.
I think that's what it is. And it didn't come out to me as super clear, but that's totally fine. I'm just kind of playing around with them. But so far, interesting, because it feels very vloggy to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sock stink, nomad life, RV living, cave exploring, was not expecting what I found. Got a huge problem with fans. Camped at Walmart. Made my dogs go first. Interesting. Not bad though. I mean, some of these actually did surprisingly well. Nomad living under freeway with dogs. Some of them just didn't do very well. I should have expected this. That one didn't really hit for whatever reason. Maybe it was the thumbnail title combination just didn't quite work.
Yeah. So get out of my campsite. Nomadic fanatic response. That got 24K views. I'm seeing nomadic fanatic response as probably the reason for that. It sounds like a video in response to another thing that was happening in the community. So I was going to say, oh, double down on what's worked in the past, but it might be difficult to do in that case. I think with this channel, more can be done with the titles and thumbnails to attract a new viewer. So for example, what does it mean finding strange things on this hike? It doesn't really tell me that you are living the nomad lifestyle. Like, it's finding strange things on this hike. It just, I don't know. There's always something missing in these. And I feel like if I'm your regular viewer, I'm good. I have an understanding of what's going on because I've already gotten to know you. But to try and get some of those new viewers, you should be making some more content that kind of reaches outside that. You can make content like this where you're just going to vlog and it's going to be kind of casual, but there should be more flagship style videos that go out there that attract new viewers to your channel. And when we just type in like nomad life on YouTube, it's a very popular space. The videos that come up are always videos like this. 1 year, living the digital nomad life. 1 year is digital nomads, what we've learned. It's always about the lifestyle itself. And people like me will watch these videos. I have no intention of living this lifestyle myself, but I find it fascinating. And so I will watch videos where people are talking about life as a nomad, you know?
Yeah.
But even this one, so why I'm leaving Bali, my last day living in Bali vlog. I don't think this is a great title or anything like that, but this is obviously someone who, like, I typed in nomad life, obviously. So this is someone who travels around, and their video is about something very specific. You know, why I'm leaving Bali. It's not like, oh, I went on a hike. You know, it's them. They're crying, so there's some emotion being put forth in the thumbnail, and they're going to be telling the story of like why they're leaving this place. But yeah, showing the whatever you live in as a nomad, those always do great. Like tour your camper van or whatever it might be. Like you should always have videos like that, and you should update those as you make improvements and things like that. And then the occasional video of why you chose nomad life is always a surefire hit with these types of channels. And these are the types of videos I'm talking about. You can't make these every single time, but these are the types of videos that are going to pull more people into your orbit, like get to know you as a nomad and get, get attached to like your specific content, your story.
Yep. Totally agree, man.
Anything to add here? We only just got to this one.
I would think, if anything, the only thing I would add would maybe bump up the saturation on some of those thumbnails, make them pop a little bit more. It looks like a lot of them are screen grabs. I would highly, highly, strongly recommend you take a bunch of pictures. Now, I'm not saying you have to just take constant pictures all the time, but, take a few pictures when you're doing these video shoots. That way you have some options to work with. at the end, because like it's like their latest one just doesn't. What does it mean finding strange things on his hike? Like that kind of didn't do anything for me. But it's just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then shorts. I think some of these little stories you're telling are probably great for shorts. Newbie Nomad's scary RV camping experience, and then like the text there says nomad problems. What I really think of the nomadic fanatic. So you kind of doubled down on nomadic fanatic again, and got some views there. So yeah, keep doing shorts too. Like you're getting over 1,000 views on a lot of these. Tell like a quick story. Use shorts, just tell a really quick little story, and I think you'll keep having success there as well.
Yep,
So
I agree.
yeah, we have even more super chats we want to make sure we get to before we run out of time here.
Yeah, a quick word of warning though: if
What?
you drop another super chat at this point, it may not get read. So just throwing that out there. So don't be upset if it doesn't get read, because we are running short on time.
Thank you for all your super chats, though. We appreciate your support on all this lovely free content we make every single week. I am a top 100 live host on TikTok. Congrats. And I'm building a YouTube channel. Not an expert at long form, okay at shorts. Any thoughts on how to build a live channel? 400 subs and 98K in less than 2 weeks. 98,000
I'm
views?
guessing views would be my guess, but I don't know.
So you're trying to build up a live stream presence on YouTube. Are you doing the same thing you do on TikTok? I assume the answer is probably yes. If that's the case, the first thing I would do is just let people know that you're here. Make sure your YouTube link is on your TikTok page. If you feel like there's an appropriate way to let people know, and you're live all the time on TikTok, so it should be mentioned in your streams, like let people know I'm also on YouTube now, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you try to just pull a little bit of that audience that just loves you, adores you, into your YouTube bubble. If you're doing the same type of content, if you're doing a totally different type of content, don't do that. Like you want to attract a new audience. As for building a live streaming channel, it's going to be the same thing for anyone else. You've already built up a following somewhere else, so you have a few tools in your tool belt that you might take for granted, a few things that just kind of come to you naturally because you've already kind of been through this journey somewhere else. YouTube is different, but at the end of the day, what do we do as content creators? We try to make content for the same kind of person. We try to make content that brings value, entertainment, whatever it might be, to that same type of audience member day in and day out.
Yep.
As long as you're doing that, you're going to be in good shape. We talked about live streaming a little bit today, and we talked about how you should set a goal for yourself, or if you're playing games, for example, you should have a title and a thumbnail. That live stream should have purpose in the world. It shouldn't just be you flicking on your camera. As far as the viewers are concerned, the title and thumbnail shouldn't just be like, my stream, episode 12. Like, no. Like, make it specific.
Yeah.
Make it specific.
TikTok and YouTube are a completely different ballgame. Now, audience interaction, that's going to be similar across, Twitch, TikTok, whatever it might be, interacting with your viewers while you're live, that's going to be the same. But actually getting them through the door on YouTube, that's where you're going to have a mentality of what's the point of the stream? Who's going to want to watch it? How can I craft a title and a thumbnail that's going to get them to want to click in? Getting them in the door is going to be key for you to grow that channel as far as live streaming goes.
We have a couple more channels we want to audit, but before we do, let's just try and really quickly get through these couple questions we have. My last 2 videos blew up after taking your advice. You're welcome. No, thank you so much for letting us know. And then both suddenly froze. Around 3.5K views, 50% average view duration, and roughly 8% click-through rate. Why could this be? If you're talking about last night, there was a problem with the views last night. So that might be why. Are we talking about shorts? Because I've seen shorts freeze as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of?
No, I mean, that's my thought. If we're talking about shorts, odds are that it tested it and it had its run, and then YouTube was just like, okay, it's moved on to the next. Yeah. So I really wouldn't worry about that. I would move on to the next.
Yeah. Keep adapting. Like there might be something weird going on. They might come back to life, but just, we want you to keep going now. Like you took some of our advice. It was awesome. It went well. Now keep going and keep growing. Good luck. Thanks for the review. How do I get shorts to go viral? Don't worry about that. It could happen, but don't worry about going viral. Worry about making really high quality shorts, and it just could happen to you. But going viral is about attracting a mass audience, right? Like So when you're making stuff and you want everyone to watch it, how can you make a video that anyone can relate to? But if you do that, if you try and go for that strategy, you end up kind of losing focus and you're going to go crazy. I think just trying and pedaling. No, I got to go viral. That's the way to grow. You don't want that. Just try to get like a really good consistent baseline. And one day you might hit a topic that happens to appeal to a lot of people. That's also related to your channel, and that's really what you want. And then one more here before we move on. I did some research, and most of the popular channels focus on popular heroes in the game. I do unpopular heroes. What do you suggest? So I'm guessing I have to put together a lot of pieces that you didn't give me here. So you do content about superheroes in games, and you're trying to make content about those popular ones, but you don't want to make content most popular ones, I guess, right, Jeff? And they want to do some of the most or unpopular ones.
Mm-hmm. It's a contrarian approach to YouTube.
Yeah, don't do that.
Listen, so yeah, here's the thing, right? The reason that the other channels are doing the popular characters is because that's what is actually bringing in views, because that's what most people care about. So if we're talking about unpopular characters, I wouldn't base your whole channel around that. You can still talk about them if you want, for whatever reason, for them to get some shine. But if you want your channel to grow, you have to kind of go with where people are actually clicking, right? If something's not popular, it's not going to get clicked. That's really what it comes down to. So it's sort of a simple mindset. Now you can still talk about these unpopular characters, but I would not base an entire channel around them.
Yeah. So best of luck to you.
All right, let's see what we got here going on. It's terrible. What a waste of technology. I don't know why people do this to themselves. Absolutely trash. I have returned. It is 2023, the year of the Savage, ladies and gentlemen. We are just getting started here. I mean, I'm just getting started. Dan and Jeff on a different story. I don't know about them. They might be finishing up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I got to tell you and promote my newest thing from the Savage Academy Productions. It's my newest drink. You see, it's coming out, putting out in 2023. You know, I know that Logan Paul got that prime drink. Tastes like medicine. No, thank you. This is the Savagini. It's kind of like a martini, but here's what it is. No one's ever put these two things together. It's iced tea and lemonade put together in once. I'm going through the last taste test. Delicious. I'm going to trademark it tonight. No one's ever put those two things together. So now I'm going to be rich, getting all the money. Going to call it the Dr. Savage Teeny. I can't wait. Lots of money coming in. And by the way, I need to make money on this because vidIQ, ever since I bought it, man, we in some trouble, man. We got to start streaming in 380p. I forgot to tell you guys, we have to start downgrading your internet over here because y'all charging too much for these live streams. I mean, we're not charging enough money for people to get them for free. And we streaming in 1080p. We ain't got money for 1080p, Dan. You're a 480p type of guy anyway, to be honest.
So you didn't really send out a memo, did you?
I can't afford it. I'm telling you, these cutbacks are coming through. I'm telling you, it's expensive to own vidIQ. I'm not gonna lie. Anywho, I hope everyone's doing great for 2023. I hope you've gotten a lot of money for Christmas. You can go ahead and send it over to us here at vidIQ. We will take all your money. We'll take cash, credit card, bird pigeons, indentured servitude, a little bit of anything. Whatever you got for us, we're going to take it. Dan.
That's a lot of mouths to feed. Are you sure about the indentured servitude?
Since you've been live, I had to find another 4 other people. So there's less people when you get back from lunch.
Okay.
I used to be here before we started. So by the way, remember last time I told you guys got to start coding for the website. I know that you've been doing a pretty decent job at that. Now, Jeff, you're now the chief financial officer. I had to give it to them. And Dan, you are the chief janitor. I mean, old Bob had to go. He, $3.50 an hour. I can't afford that. So we go in and start scrubbing the toilets.
He was 2 days away from retirement.
That's exactly why I got rid of him, because we couldn't afford that retirement fund. I'm telling you, I gave him stocks in Savage Academy, but you know how that went. I'm still trying to get my money from Logan Paul. I invested in that Bitcoin thing he did last year. I don't know where he went. I've been trying to figure out what's going on with that. I hope one day to get my money from that. Anywho, anyone want a little bit of this 2023 savagery before we finish up this live stream? We got to go down to 480p.
Yeah, if anyone wants their channel not audited, go ahead and do #Savage. We don't have the random picker because we couldn't afford it, but we'll just
we had to get rid of it. That was a basic cut right there. It was too much.
We'll just try and randomly pick someone who uses.
How are you doing it now? Are you doing the form? That's right.
We're just using our eyes. Like we're gonna look at chat and we're gonna see. Usually we would have assistants for this, but they're gone. So
I need more people to buy my YouTube Streets of Savage shirts. You stop buying them after Christmas. I think it's because I ran out briefly, and I was putting them on the back of Hanes undergarments, and people didn't buy those for some reason. I'm not real sure why. I was going to put them on thongs, but we don't want to see none of these YouTubers in thongs. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right, JBT the Rooster, JB the Rooster. All right, well we might as well take a look at this.
All right, here we go.
Any relation to Foghorn Leghorn?
Let's take a look. Okay, what is this? Oh, let me make this thing bigger. Stony Cliff Titan, best early grass type. What is JB the and what is this? A Dragonite? What? This looks like some nerdy stuff. Dan, what is this?
It's Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. Okay, right. Yeah. I know all about that. From what I understand, there is some things that you can make money on in Pokemon. That's the whole reason that I'm even mildly interested. I know Logan Paul got that thing he got around his neck worth $100 million, whatever. I'm thinking about getting one of those. As far as like the video games and stuff, you can't make no money off that. Why would you even bother with this? This is a joke. This is ridiculous. Look, JB the Rooster, which I don't think has anything to do with Pokemon. Well, why'd they call it Pokemon anyway? I never have understood that. Why did they call it that? Is there a reason for that?
I think it translates to pocket monster.
Oh, I got a pocket monster myself. Let's go ahead and get to the next one.
Pause.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Move to the next
Pause.
see what the next stream is over here.
Sir, this is a family stream, sir.
Okay, Ghost spelled wrong gaming.
All right, let's see.
There's even spelled wrong. There's a lot of you.
I love that. I love how people can't spell nowadays. You don't need to learn how to spell to be on YouTube. It's great. Literacy is overrated. Okay. What these are these video games again?
A couple of them.
What kind of video game is that? Is that a tractor?
Yeah, it's farming simulator.
Come on. Dan, hold on for a second.
Yeah.
Farming simulator?
Yeah. You can pretend to be a farmer.
So you can pretend to do something useful in life. That's great. I thought video games were for like getting away from work. Like if you were an actual farmer, you're like, listen, man, that's enough of that manure and everything else. Let me get out here and kill these kids on this Fortnite. But the street kids out here pretending to be a farmer, pretending to give back to society. That's great. That's great. I can only imagine the type of grades you got in middle school or whatever you're still getting in middle school, because this is ridiculous. Hold on, one other thing. Let me see. What is Swordingo? What is that?
I think it's a video game.
Let me see. They look like that Minecraft. What is this? Oh, you got to read in this game. Well, we already know they can't read because they got their name spelt wrong. So we know this ain't going to do well. Listen, the person who's behind this channel, just get a real job on a real farm. I mean, make some real tomatoes or something, or strawberries or something. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's do one more before we head on out for some lunch. And by the way, your lunch budgets have been cut in half. So the Dollar Tree menu is on for today for all y'all.
Great.
All right,
McChickens all around, eh? McChickens all around.
McChickens, they're good. Well, I mean, listen, if you can afford it, that's on you. I mean, I'm not paying for it. Okay, what do we got? We got a little bee with some spots on it and an Incredible Hulk drawn. Looked like some 3-year-old did it. And there's a color in the middle. Click on one of these. What this is? All right. We draw it. Okay. And they move it around. They draw it some more. And then they stop and they rewind and they clear it and they delete it. And they bring it back. There's sound on it?
No, there's no sound.
Well, that's great because I don't think I would listen to it anyway. I'm mesmerized by its what do they call that? Crapativity. It's like creativity, except for it's with crap. I look at this and I go, listen, I don't know if this is something I would ever want to do or watch someone do as they erase. You ever imagine someone making a video where they show you how to do something, but then show you how not to do it in the same video? They're like, look, draw this hand like this. Nope, sorry, that was wrong. I made a mistake there. I don't know why I showed you that in the first place. How about you use edit? Do you know what edit is, where you take out things you did wrong? It's terrible to go out here and show you that you don't know how to draw and you just on the fly making mistakes. That's kind of crazy. So my advice for you is to don't do this anymore. Start one of them Pokemon channels or something. Maybe you can do something there, make some money or something. Or at the very least, grow a tomato, because the rest of these people out here pretending to do it. It's terrible. Dan, what's going on the vidIQ channel tomorrow? Because we need to bring this money in. What's this say?
Well, here you go.
Being beneficial with any views, subscribers, impressions. Listen, Synergy Ethic, we appreciate you. We appreciate that money. That money right there is going to pay for the air conditioning in my room. Obviously, they do not get air conditioning. I do not pay for that. That is too much money for me. I appreciate you continuing to help subsidize the Dr. Savagini. Can't wait till this comes out. Delicious. 2 flavors, all at the same time. It's delicious. You'll be able to buy it on vidIQ's website soon enough. Trust me as I tell you, it's another savage creation. Tell them what's going to be on the live stream tomorrow there, Dan.
We're gonna do something like this again. I don't know if Savage is gonna be here, but we'll look at your videos.
You're gonna look at the oh my gosh,
yes.
You're actually gonna watch their videos?
Yeah, we're gonna actually watch their videos.
Oh my Lord.
And help people stay out watching their videos, which is always a whole fun thing.
Oh my goodness. How long do you do that for, Dan?
Couple hours.
Oh my God. Maybe I need to pay you more. That sounds like a hazard.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Hey, that'd be.
I don't know, man. Jeez Louise. You got to watch this. I mean, you got to watch one of them videos where the guy draws and undraws his thing multiple times.
And then we got to give him advice.
Oh, I already gave him advice. Go get a Pokemon channel. All right. Anyway, listen, everyone who's watching, I'm sure you learned something. Probably half of you weren't paying attention. To be perfectly honest, you watched this whole thing, heard a whole bunch of knowledge that actually could help you with your YouTube channel. And you probably didn't remember none of it. Because you wait, oh man, I can't wait to do my channel. They didn't do your channel, you're gonna complain about it. We all know how you are. You're out there wanting everything to be done for yourself. It's not the way to do it. You gotta do it the savage way. You either gotta pay someone else to do it for you or steal it. That's my tip of the day. Have a good day.